Today's civil society organizations operate under intense pressure. Teams are expected to rapidly adopt emerging technology, capture flawless field evidence, and maintain strict compliance, often simultaneously and almost always in unforgiving environments. Operating in these conditions means good intentions simply aren't enough anymore. Even perfectly drafted policy documents sitting in a shared drive won't protect an organization when a crisis hits. The real danger lies in a specific gap: the distance between knowing what to do in theory and possessing the hard, auditable proof that your team is executing it safely in the real world. Take generative AI, for example. A field officer innocently pastes sensitive community notes into an open prompt to save time on a report. Instantly, that unbounded action becomes a data leak that cascades across the system, compromising vulnerable populations and destroying donor trust. Bridging that dangerous gap is exactly why the Change Architect Academy exists. It operates as a capacity-building engine, engineered specifically to take that theoretical enthusiasm and forge it into controlled decisions and auditable work products. To support that kind of transformation, the Academy is built on 3 load-bearing pillars. The bedrock of this structure is organizational integrity and readiness. This foundation covers the core defenses every NGO needs: financial controls, safeguarding, donor readiness, and partner profile verification. This website preview for the Financial Controls course highlights the approach. Instead of dumping a heavy accounting manual on small teams, the pathway turns fraud risk and compliance rules into daily routines, reconciliations, procurement checks, and exception routes that a small staff can actually maintain. Looking at the Organization Verification course page, you can see where teams build out tangible tools. They learn to separate self-declared claims from verified source documents to create a defensible, privacy-safe public identity that partners can trust. The Safeguarding course moves teams from passive awareness into an active protection framework. By walking through these 6 steps, learners map accessible reporting routes, survivor-centered responses, and first-month plans that protect staff and communities. When this organizational foundation is solid, urgent crisis response and rapid scaling are far less likely to fracture into fraud or safeguarding failures. With the base secured, the structure rises to the operational core: program quality and field evidence. This second pillar contains specialized training pathways covering COBO toolbox deployment, meal essentials, and rapid assessments. The driving philosophy here is strict and straightforward. Teams must collect safe, truthful data for one reason only: to support bounded, human-led decisions. On the Rapid Assessment Basics page, the lesson flow makes this clear. Before deploying a survey, teams must define exactly why a question is being asked, ensuring informed consent and preventing pointless paperwork. This page for meal essentials extends that discipline to monitoring, evaluation, accountability, and learning. The middle lesson card focuses on building indicators that can actually survive contact with reality. Rigorously controlled field evidence forms the central load-bearing column, connecting the reality on the ground directly to clear executive decisions. The third and final pillar addresses the modern frontier: AI and digital practice. This section breaks down into pathways for AI literacy, grants and proposals, meal reporting, and specialized workflow clinics. Take a look at the AI Workflow Clinic landing page. Before introducing a single AI tool, teams follow these exact steps to map their real processes, test failure modes, and assign strict human authority over the task. The Academy enforces an absolute boundary across all these courses. AI can be used to organize and challenge the work, but it must never become the final evidence or the ultimate authority. This dark-themed header for the AI for Grants course shows that boundary in action. As teams use AI to parse complex donor requirements, the humans at the table retain total ownership of the compliance, costs, and strategic commitments. By establishing these prompt operating procedures, NGOs can harness the analytical power of AI without ever exposing their sensitive field data. Across all 3 pillars, there is a single unifying principle: participants are required to produce actual, usable work products, ending the era of passive, button-clicking compliance training. This AI Literacy Level 1 quiz interface illustrates the rigorous knowledge validation in place. Learners have to prove they can practically apply privacy boundaries and safe use rules to real-world humanitarian scenarios before moving forward. The true value of the Academy is this shift, moving from an employee saying, "I took a course," to providing an organization with an auditable, structural defense. This creates a completely new afterstate. Teams return to their desks fully equipped with tangible, completed tools, from incident response logs to detailed safeguarding readiness checklists. Armed with these work products, an organization doesn't have to scramble when reviewers arrive. They are inherently prepared for institutional qualification and independent audits. Mastering digital practice, field evidence, and operational integrity solidifies the organization into a resilient, trusted architecture, ready to withstand the pressures of the modern world.